Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're embarking on, well, an extraordinary journey, really. We're going right into the heart of these huge technological transformations happening all around us. And look, this isn't just about the latest buzzwords. We're talking monumental shifts, things changing how we live, work, interact, everything. Our spotlight today, it's firmly on artificial intelligence.ai. And its profound, sometimes kind of startling impact across, well, pretty much every sector. What's really compelling about right now, and our sources kept pointing this out, is the sheer scale of it all, the potential. There's this fascinating idea from ones who are suggesting this period, this exponential growth, might even echo ancient ideas about an age of abundance. You know, a time of incredible prosperity, innovation. It sets a grand stage, doesn't it? Whether you look at it historically, philosophically, or just technically. So we've pulled together insights from articles, research, our own notes, a real mix. We'll dive into how AI is shaking up giants like Google Search, how it's fundamentally changing software itself,
how different emerging technologies are colliding, creating totally new frontiers, and what this all means for business, for innovation. Our mission, like always, is to unpack these big shifts, understand what they really imply, and find those nuggets of knowledge, the things that will help you, our listener, navigate this incredibly fast-changing world with, confidence and maybe some foresight.
And it really feels like a strategic drama playing out, doesn't it? Right now, in real time. This isn't just about, oh, what's the latest gadget? It's deeper. It's about understanding how the very foundations of how we use technology, how we build businesses, are being completely redefined. And so fast, almost breathtakingly fast. And the sources we're looking at today, they offer this unique perspective. It's beyond just the news headlines. They give us these deeper insights into how interconnected it all is, the sheer speed of these changes. It's like watching the ground shift under us, but we have a guide.
Okay, let's unpack this first big idea then, because it really is a textbook example of the innovator's dilemma, and it's playing out right now with Google. For over 20 years, Google Search, it was the internet's gateway, no question, an absolute titan, built this incredibly powerful, profitable business selling ads against intent. You type a keyword, boom, that model, the bedrock of their empire. But here's the disruption. AI is starting to, kill traditional search as we know it. And the paradox, the really fascinating bit, Google itself is helping write its own obituary here.
Exactly. Classic innovator's dilemma. Clayton Christensen's idea, right? Imagine, you built the best horse and buggy business ever. Hugely profitable, dominant, everyone uses you. Then someone invents the car. It's clunky at first, maybe expensive, unreliable even, but it fundamentally threatens your entire business. Do you jump into cars and risk dismantling your profitable buggy business, your golden goose, or stick with what works? That's Google's dilemma. AI is their automobile. And for Google, AI search isn't just another competitor, it's potentially a replacement because it changes how people find information. Think about traditional search. It gave you those 10 blue links, right? A list. And you had to do the work, sift through them, dodge the SEO optimized stuff, figure out what's reliable versus, content farms. You were like a digital archaeologist digging through data layers. But now, tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, even Google's own Gemini, they give you direct answers, conversational, often really intelligent responses to complex questions. Our sources explicitly say the age of sifting through SEO-optimized content farms is fading. We're moving into this era where AI-generated insight is dawning. You get understanding, synthesized information much faster. And it's not just faster answers. It's a different way of creating understanding. Instead of you spending hours researching, AI can condense, cross-reference huge amounts of data. Think about that for business leaders needing strategic insights or students needing a quick, comprehensive overview. It shifts from information retrieval to active knowledge generation. It really empowers people with insights that used to require big teams or tons of manual effort. And what's really interesting about this sort of slow motion disruption, as some sources put it, is Google's response. They're definitely not standing still. They're actively building their own disruptor. They're integrating AI overviews and Gemini across search. Think about it. Last year, trillions of queries, over $175 billion in search ad revenue. This isn't some small side project. So they know they need to adapt, but it's this incredibly delicate balance act. How do you push this AI-first experience, which changes how people behave? They won't click as many links, right? Without completely gutting your core ad revenue. That whole ecosystem of publishers, news sites, businesses that rely on Google traffic, that's what pays the bills. The stakes are immense. They have to innovate without destroying their current foundation. Or worse, leave an opening for someone else to just swoop in and take the market they spent decades building. But let's be absolutely clear. The sources are really emphatic on this. Google is not dying. Not even close.
Yeah.
They are still an absolute powerhouse. In AI research, the massive infrastructure needed, the sheer talent, they have it all. They've got Google Cloud, the huge distribution reach with Android, Chrome, their ad network, and deep, deep pockets. They can reshape search. So the real question isn't if they can adapt, it's will they? Can Google dismantle its own golden goose before someone else does? That's the core of it. It's more than just tech news. It's this high-stakes strategic drama. Legacy versus innovation. Stability versus reinvention. It makes you ask, what does it take to lead when your biggest success becomes your biggest threat? But whatever happens, search is being reborn profoundly. It's shifting from just finding answers to creating understanding instantly, intelligently, conversationally. This is Google's highest stakes pivot ever. Absolutely captivating to watch.
That really paints a picture of Google's challenge. And it makes you think, if AI can shake up something as massive as search, what else is it doing? And yeah, as our sources show, the answer points to something maybe even more fundamental. AI isn't just a tool in software anymore. It's actually starting to, well, consume software itself. It reminds me so much of Mark Andreessen back in 2011 saying, software is eating the world. And he was dead right, wasn't he, for over a decade. Everything went digital. Every company became a software company, at least partly. Software was this invisible layer running everything. But now, the sources are suggesting a new paradigm. The phrase is being updated, and it's powerful. AI is eating software.
That is such a powerful way to put it. And it really does signal a profound shift. AI, especially these large language models, these autonomous agents, it's not just another tool for software developers. It's becoming this new layer that sits above software development itself. Think about it. Developers used to write every single line of code meticulously. Now, AI can generate code. It can find bugs, fix them, optimize code, test it, and in some cases replace whole chunks of existing software. It's going beyond just making things faster. AI can figure out what's needed, generate solutions, optimize workflows on the fly. It's changing the act of building software. Imagine a developer just sketching out an idea and bam, an AI spits out a working prototype. Database, APIs, the works. Or an AI constantly scanning massive code bases, finding and fixing security holes before they cause problems. That's not just automation, it's like autonomous creation. And this capability leads to this really crucial evolution, the shift from apps to agents. For years, software was all about apps, right? Specific programs doing specific things. You needed a CRM, a supply chain tool, a recommendation engine. You hired developers, built an app, and it stayed pretty static until the next update cycle. But now, the sources say, an LLM, a large language model, can spin up an AI agent to do those complex jobs. And the key is, it learns, it adapts, it improves continuously. So instead of a fixed CRM app, you deploy an AI agent that is your CRM. It talks to customers, manages data, summarizes calls, flags issues, and gets better with every interaction. No predefined scripts needed. We're moving from static software products to these dynamic, self-improving conversational systems that actively evolve. Which brings us to another mind-bending concept. Zero UI, zero code, infinite potential. AI is chipping away at traditional software interfaces, the buttons, the menus, the dashboards we're all used to. I mean, why click through complex menus when you can just say what you want? In plain English, imagine you're in marketing. You need a new dashboard. Instead of waiting weeks for a dev team, you just tell your AI agent, show me real-time conversion rates for social media, break it down by region, and flag anything weird. Done. Or you're a small business owner launching an email campaign. Describe the audience, the tone. The AI drafts it, designs it, schedules it. You need to analyze that huge sales spreadsheet. Just tell the AI what insights you need. Got a bug in some internal tool. Describe the problem. AI fixes it. This leads to the idea that prompting is the new programming. Your ability to communicate effectively with AI, to clearly state what you need, that becomes the crucial skill, and that democratizes software creation. Suddenly, anyone with an idea can build things, automate tasks. Think of the potential that unlocks. Millions who couldn't code before can now create. No. Now, does this mean developers are becoming obsolete? Absolutely not. Far from it. But their role, it's evolving dramatically. Yeah. They're shifting from being technicians writing all that boilerplate code to becoming more like conductors. They're the ones architecting, guiding, integrating these powerful AI systems. AI handles the repetitive stuff, the grunt work coding. That frees up developers to focus on the bigger picture. Things like system design, making sure everything scales and works together, setting up governance, thinking about ethics, and, crucially, mastering that human-AI collaboration. They'll be designing the prompts, fine-tuning the AI agents, ensuring they work responsibly within the company. And the scope here goes way beyond just software development. If Andreessen said software ate the world by digitizing it, AI is now reimagining it. It's set to redefine what's possible in medicine. Think AI accelerating drug discovery, education, personalized learning paths, law analyzing huge case files instantly, entertainment, science, even government services. It's not just eating software, it's kind of reshaping intelligence itself. It's this incredible recursive shift, as the sources put it, intelligence building intelligence, software creating software, ideas turning into products almost instantly without all the usual friction. It feels like the start of something really, really big.
That idea, intelligence building intelligence, software creating software, it's kind of mind-blowing. And it leads perfectly into our next big theme for this deep dive. Because it's not just about AI on its own, even though it's revolutionary. The real magic, the truly exponential stuff, happens where these technologies intersect. Think about it. One tech is powerful, sure. But when they combine, they don't just add up, they multiply, creating possibilities that are just off the charts. Our sources had this great analogy. Emerging technologies are like tectonic plates, powerful on their own, but when they collide, they create seismic shifts, shaping entirely new landscapes.
Exactly. Synergy is absolutely the key. It's all about complementary capabilities, where the output of one technology becomes the input for another. You get this feedback loop of innovation, and things just accelerate like crazy. And we've seen this before, right? It's not purely theoretical. The internet itself wasn't just one thing. It was computing, colliding with telecommunications. Smartphones, same deal. Tiny computers, wireless tech, touch screens, boom. Changed everything. Today's emerging tech fields are maybe even more complex, more interconnected, so they're collisions, potentially way more potent, way more impactful, creating things that were pure science fiction just a few years back. So let's dive into some of these key intersections to watch that our sources flagged, because they really do paint a picture of the future we're walking into. First up, AI plus quantum computing. Supercharged intelligence. Okay. AI, as we know, loves data, massive amounts, complex calculations. But current computers, even supercomputers, have limits for certain kinds of problems. Quantum computing, though, it promises to solve some really complex problems exponentially faster. See, normal computers use bits 0 or 1. Quantum computers use qubits. They can be 0 and 1 at the same time, using weird quantum stuff like superposition, entanglement. This lets them tackle problems like complex optimization, breaking codes, simulating molecules, things that are basically impossible for classical computers. So imagine running advanced AI algorithms on quantum hardware. We could see massive breakthroughs like optimizing global energy grids with unbelievable accuracy, predicting demand, supply. Think of the efficiency gains, the carbon reduction, or designing brand new materials from scratch for solar panels, better batteries, maybe even room temperature superconductors by simulating them at the quantum level. Companies like IBM, Google, they're already deep into this, building quantum AI labs, pushing for quantum supremacy. Still early days, yeah, but the foundations are being laid. Okay, next, biotechnology plus AI, redefining healthcare. This one's huge. AI's ability to analyze massive biological data sets, genomics, clinical trials, patient records is just transforming biotech. Machine learning can spot patterns, find disease markers, predict patient outcomes. That's stuff no human team could ever do at that scale or speed. Now, combine that with gene editing tools like CRISPR. Think of CRISPR as like molecular scissors for DNA. You can cut and paste genes precisely. Put AI analysis together with CRISPR editing, you get hyper-personalized medicine. Tailored treatments, we're seeing results already. DeepMind's AI predicting protein structures accurately. That was a huge problem in biology, vital for designing drugs. AI cracked it. Biotech startups are using AI now to speed up everything in drug discovery. Finding targets, screening compounds, designing trials, cutting years and millions off the process. The end game, a future where diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, rare genetic disorders, maybe they're not just treatable, but preventable. Treatments perfectly matched to your genetics. Huge implications for lifespan, quality of life. Then there's blockchain plus IoT, trust in a connected world, right? The Internet of Things, billions of connected devices, smart homes, industrial sensors, cars, medical implants, everywhere. It generates unbelievable amounts of data, but also huge challenges. Security, privacy, trust. How do you trust the data from billions of sensors? How do they talk securely? Blockchain offers a potential solution here. Its whole design is decentralized, distributed, tamper-proof. A secure ledger. So, combine blockchain with IoT. You can create secure, transparent networks for almost anything. Supply chains, smart cities. Imagine a supply chain. IoT sensors track a product from farm to shelf temperature, location, handling. Blockchain records every step immutably, can't be faked. This could basically eliminate counterfeits for things like medicines or luxury goods, allow instant recalls if needed. Projects like IBM's Food Trust, already doing this, tracing food origins for safety and transparency. Or think bigger, decentralized energy grids, smart meters on IoT record usage securely, blockchain handles payments automatically, helps balance the grid, or autonomous cars sharing verified traffic data securely via blockchain, making roads safer without a central point of failure. Moving on, augmented reality, AR, plus AI. Immersive intelligence. Okay, AR overlays digital stuff onto our view of the real world, but AI is what makes those overlays smart, dynamic, context-aware. Combine AR and AI, and you get these immersive experiences that adapt to where you are, what you need, even where you're looking. Think of a surgeon wearing AR glasses. AI projects the patient's internal anatomy onto their view in real time with guidance, highlighting nerves, blood vessels, maybe warning about risks. That could be revolutionary for precision. Beyond medicine, think manufacturing. AI-powered AR guides technicians through complex assembly, step-by-step instructions right there on the equipment. Or remote assistance, an expert guiding someone miles away, seeing what they see via AR education. Personalized learning, interactive 3D models that respond intelligently. Gaming, hyper-real worlds that react to you. Companies like Meta, startups like Niantic, they're betting big on this convergence, seeing it as the next big computing platform after the smartphone. And finally, this one sounds like pure sci-fi, but it's real. Synthetic biology plus nanotechnology, engineering life at the atomic level. Okay, synthetic biology is about redesigning organisms for useful purposes, programming bacteria to make fuel, engineering crops, designing cell therapies. Nanotechnology is about manipulating matter at the atomic scale, building tiny machines, put them together. The potential is mind-blowing. Microscopic machines, nanobots, operating inside living things with incredible precision. The vision. Nanobots programmed to repair damaged cells, deliver drugs right to cancer cells, ignoring healthy ones, detect and neutralize viruses in your bloodstream, all guided by engineered biology. Look, this is still very early stage, a long-term vision. But early experiments are happening. Nanobots targeting cancer cells in labs, molecular machines assembling proteins. The promise is there. This could eventually give us unbelievable control over biology, revolutionary medicine, environmental cleanup, maybe even new ways to manufacture things at the molecular level. Designing life atom by atom. Now, of course, weaving these powerful technologies together isn't easy. It comes with huge hurdles. Technical challenges, sure, but also major ethical and regulatory ones. AI and biotech raises massive questions about data privacy, potential bias in healthcare AI, the ethics of human gene editing. Where do we draw the lines? Blockchain and IoT. They face issues with scaling up to billions of devices, energy use of some blockchains, how to process all that data securely, and just getting experts from these different fields to work together is tough. AI researchers don't always speak the same language as quantum physicists or synthetic biologists. You need new ways of collaborating, and, as always, the regulations lag way behind the tech, creates uncertainty. But here's the flip side. These challenges are the opportunities. Solving them requires diverse teams, new legal and ethical thinking, bold investment. Governments, startups, big tech, they're already pouring resources into these intersections. DARPA, Google Quantum, tons of biotech investment. The race isn't just to invent this stuff, but to figure out how to integrate it responsibly, ethically into our world.
That really drives home the point, doesn't it? The future isn't one single breakthrough. It's this incredibly rich, complex weaving together of technologies. It's creating entirely new ways of doing things. And this leads us right into a really fascinating concept about the types of companies that are actually thriving in this new landscape. Our sources suggest we can see a whole wave of trillion-dollar companies emerge in the next couple of decades. And it's not just because of the tech convergence we've been talking about, but also because of a fundamental shift in how businesses are built and scaled. It introduces this really compelling idea, moving away from chasing unicorns and focusing instead on building elephants.
It's a great metaphor, isn't it? Really insightful, because for the last, 10, 15 years, the tech world, the business world, it's been obsessed with the unicorn. You know, startups laser focused on hitting that billion-dollar valuation super fast, often with these aggressive grow-at-all-cost strategies. The focus was speed, disruption, grabbing market share, sometimes maybe sacrificing long-term health or, wider impact. They got celebrated for rising fast, sure, but sometimes criticized too for maybe not being profitable, relying on constant VC money, maybe even negative social impacts. But this alternative path, highlighted by Erica Wenger at Park Rangers Capital, suggests a shift towards elephant companies. And these elephants, they prioritize a different kind of success, one that feels much more aligned with the kind of transformative potential these new technologies offer. Let's break down what makes an elephant company different. First, they're built on community-centric models. This isn't just about having customers. It's about building intense loyalty through shared values, a common mission, real engagement. It's about creating a sense of belonging among everyone involved, customers, employees, partners, turning them into fans, advocates, even co-creators. Think about platforms where the users are the value, or brands where people feel deeply connected to the purpose. Second characteristic, transparent operations. This means being really open and authentic about how they do business. Supply chains, how they handle data, how decisions get made, financials. It builds deep trust. People, especially younger generations, really demand that kind of accountability now. Like a food company using blockchain so you can trace your steak back to the specific farm, or a software company open sourcing parts of its code. It builds credibility. And finally, maybe most importantly, purpose-driven growth. Elephants focus on long-term impact, not just short-term profit. Their growth strategy is fundamentally tied to solving a bigger problem, fulfilling a larger mission. They find these huge systemic challenges, social, environmental, scientific, and build their business around tackling them sustainably. And this really hits a nerve right now. There's huge market demand for businesses that offer more than just a product. They offer belonging, purpose. That attracts the best talent too. Now, let's connect this back to everything we discussed earlier, this elephant way of thinking. It fits perfectly with this age of exponential technologies, AI, quantum, symbio, blockchain, because these technologies actually lower barriers to entry. They let smaller, newer companies tackle incredibly complex global challenges, problems that used to be only solvable by governments or giant corporations or maybe big NGOs. Think about it. AI lets you prototype solutions super fast. Quantum could unlock scientific bottlenecks. Blockchain enables trust and coordination globally without a central authority. So nimble elephant startups can now realistically aim to solve problems at a scale that was unimaginable before. And the sources make a really strong case that the next wave of trillion-dollar companies that look like this, they'll embody that elephant ethos and ride these exponential tech waves. These companies are positioned to do amazing things. They'll address global challenges at scale, tackling climate change with AI-driven energy grids or new materials, revolutionizing healthcare with AI and biotech driving personalized medicine, making quality education accessible globally with adaptive AI platforms. They'll also foster inclusive innovation, using tech to bring more people in, empower diverse communities, making sure the benefits are shared widely, maybe through blockchain for financial inclusion or AI tools for people with disabilities. And critically, they'll focus on building sustainable ecosystems, prioritizing long-term value for everyone, shareholders, yes, but also society, the environment over just quick profits. I mean, think about companies like OpenAI. Their stated mission isn't just build cool AI. It's advancing AI towards AGI, artificial general intelligence, and explicitly ensuring that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. That's purpose-driven. Or SpaceX, it's not just launching rockets. The mission is make humanity multiplanetary, addressing existential risks. That's a massive long-term goal that inspires a huge following. These companies aren't just about the bottom line. They're tackling fundamental, hard problems and building passionate communities around those missions. Their business is the mission. So the core takeaway here is pretty clear. Elephants have much, much easier paths to trillion-dollar valuations. Why? Because their value is tied to solving huge real-world problems. They build trust, they leverage community, their solutions resonate deeply. It leads to more organic, resilient, and sustainable growth.
Wow. What an incredible arc we've just covered. We started looking at that AI avalanche, right? How it's shaking up search, how it's meeting software, turning things into these dynamic agents. Then we explored that fusion frontier, how technologies colliding create this explosive potential supercharged intelligence, redefined healthcare, just amazing possibilities. And we just finished with this idea of the elephant company rising, driven by community, transparency, purpose, and using all this exponential tech to tackle the biggest challenges. It really just hammers home how profound this moment is. Intelligence, building intelligence, software creating software. It's happening faster and faster.
Absolutely. It's all about the interplay, isn't it? The future isn't just one thing happening in isolation. It's this dynamic dance between all these forces, constantly creating new realities. So this whole deep dive, it really should leave you thinking, how will you engage with this new era in a world where maybe prompting is the new programming, where the tools to create are becoming available to everyone, where purpose seems to be defining success? What new possibilities can you unlock? Think about how these collisions, tech colliding with tech colliding with new business philosophies, how might that impact your own work, your field, your interests, your life? Because this isn't just about technology changing, it's about society changing. It's a fundamental reimagining of what we can do individually and together. We are right now witnessing and taking part in building what our sources called the age of abundance. It's happening right in front of us. The really big question is, how will you help shape it? What will you build within it?